Hey guys, in this video, we're going to talk about the agent balance changes that I would like to see in the upcoming episode 4 Act 2. In case you guys missed it, Valorant released an official Dev Diaries video, which is basically a lookout for the future act. And in this video, they said that there would be no new map and no new agent in episode 4 Act 2. Instead, Valorant wants to build a foundation on their current agents and work on some balance changes and some map changes as well.
Let's get it out of the way. There will be no new agent or map in Act 2. Instead, lots and lots of updates that target agent balance, existing maps, promoting good player behavior, and even better ranked experience, things like that.
I think the first agent buff that everybody is looking forward towards is Yoru. Now, we know the developers have been working on a rework for a long time now, and we actually have a sneak peek of what those changes are going to be. Here's some leaked footage of his gate crash or teleport ability. As you can see, it moves a lot faster, and also you can use this as a fake teleporter, so you can trigger the sound that you TP'd without actually teleporting.
Time to jump. Fake teleport.
We can also confirm that Yoru's fake footsteps are getting changed as well. As you can see from that same clip, there's only one set of fake footsteps toward the bottom of the screen where the abilities are shown. Normally, you can buy 2 of those every round. I'm going to take a quote here from a Valorant blog post. It says, "We've decided to replace the footsteps with a new visual, a carbon copy of Yoru that runs forward and upon getting shot will wind up and explode, debuffing enemies."
Decoy.
I definitely think these changes will make Yoru's outplay potential even higher, and we definitely need that considering he's by far the weakest agent in the game right now. Next up on the agent buffs that I would like to see is Phoenix. Now, I think we all love Phoenix, especially considering he was so good when this game originally released, but now he's completely fallen out of the meta, and if you guys didn't know, he had a 0% pick rate at VCT Champions in Berlin. Personally, I think the only problem with Phoenix's kit and the only reason that he isn't played is because of how weak his flash is. He has a standard molly grenade that does a lot of damage and really fast, and he has a great wall that can be effective to block off angles for a short period of time. On top of that, his ultimate is one of the best in the game. You literally get a second life. But the fact that his flash is so weak compared to other agents like Skye makes him completely unviable. I'm not sure what they could do to actually change Phoenix's flash because the curveball is his signature move. However, it does need a buff. Think about it like this. The Phoenix flash is the easiest flash to dodge in the game because you can see it coming from a mile away. On top of that, even if you stare the flash directly in the eyes, it's the flash that lasts the shortest in the game as well. So that doesn't really make sense, and they definitely need to buff one of those two things. Moving on to our third agent that needs a buff, let's talk about Omen. Now, in my opinion, there are 2 major issues with Omen. The first is the duration and recharge time on his smokes. His smokes last the shortest in the game. They're about the same as Astra smokes, around 14 seconds. And you couple that with the fact that his smokes take 40 whole seconds to recharge, it really doesn't make sense as to why Omen's smokes last so short but also takes so long to recharge. I actually made a YouTube video on why Astra is so much better than Omen and Brimstone in the current meta, so if you haven't seen that, make sure you go check out the card in the upper right hand corner and check this video out after the current one. Now, one thing I would really like to see change with Omen is a change to his ultimate ability. Now, it can be really useful in lower elo matches to TP behind the enemies into their spawn and come from behind and get a bunch of kills, but that doesn't work in high elo and especially not in pro play. And the only time the Omen ult is genuinely useful is in a 1v1 scenario where your team all dies, let's say on C Haven, you pick up the bomb and then TP all the way to A to escape. Other than that, his ult really isn't that useful. I'm not sure what we could actually change to this ult to make it more useful, but if you guys have any ideas, definitely leave them down in the comments below because I definitely do think it needs a little bit more power to it. The fourth agent that I think needs a slight buff is Brimstone. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I think Brimstone's kit is underrated. He has great smokes that aren't hollow and last the longest out of any of the smokes in the game. He has a molly that's the most powerful molly in the game, and he has a stim beacon which is underutilized and honestly pretty beneficial when you're in a gunfight. Couple that with a super powerful ultimate, honestly Brimstone's kit is really strong. But the problem with Brimstone is how short of a range he has on his smokes. For example, on A short bind, you can't even reach heaven with your smokes until you get into the cubby, and that's a problem when you're executing the site. Same thing on A site of split, you have to cross A short and get into the cubby in order to smoke screens on A site. And I'm not vouching for universal smokes like Astra has. I don't think that's the answer either, but I feel like if you're approaching a site, you shouldn't need to be on the site itself in order to put the smokes down, and you should be able to smoke the entire site while you're approaching it. Those are the 4 agents that I think need to be buffed the most in Valorant. But now let's move on to the agents that I think need to be nerfed. First things first, let's talk about Astra's gravity well. We all know how strong Astra is. She's literally a controller that has universal smokes and sentinel ability. I talked about this in that Astra video that I promoted earlier, but her gravity well literally makes her a sentinel when defending. You couple the fact that you're immobile in that gravity well and vulnerable on top of that, it's literally the most OP ability in the game. So many pros have tweeted about it, and it definitely needs a rework or needs to go entirely. I think Astra would be picked more than Brimstone and Omen, even if she had her gravity well taken away. Again, because she has those universal smokes and she has 5 stars. So you can literally re-smoke the same thing 3 times in a round, even 4 times if you absolutely had to. I've seen all sorts of proposals from different pros on Twitter on how we can actually nerf Astra. I know one of them said that we should have only 4 stars for Astra and then almost remove her gravity well and replace it with something else, which I don't think is a bad idea, but that does seem like quite a harsh nerf. For me, it's all about the gravity well and getting that ability out of the game, or at least completely reworking it. The problem with the gravity well ability is that it completely ruins the flow of the game. I heard Shahzam talking on stream the other day, and he was saying that Valorant is so slow right now, especially in pro play, because throughout the entire round and as it goes on, it's all about baiting out utility. And that wasn't a thing until the Astra meta came about because of the suck ability, the raise grenade combined with that, shock darts combined with that, etc, etc. Think about it like this. In pro play, you never see a 5-man rush of a site anymore, because if you do that, there's going to be an Astra suck waiting to slow down you and all of your teammates, which is going to buy time for the defenders to rotate and you till dump right into that gravity well where you're going to be vulnerable and sitting like a duck.
Valorant. Let's wait 30 seconds. 45 seconds. Wait out util. Can't rush A anymore. Can't do a fast mid take. Astra orb here. Suck. Delayed. Raise nade on top of the suck. Molly. Can't do shit. Astra can be anywhere on the map and stop a rush. Stop anything fast. It's all default. Bait out util.
Quick break in the video to inform you guys that I recently partnered with Swipe Mousepads. I'm super proud to partner with a brand that I truly do stand behind. I've been using their Hero mousepad for about a week now, and I really do feel like it's the best of both worlds when it comes to speed and control in a mousepad. If you guys want to try out a dope new mousepad and also support your favorite content creator, you guys can use code ZK for 10% off at checkout on swipemousepads.com. Again, they have 2 models, the SP and the Hero, but the Hero is the one that I've been rocking with lately, and I absolutely love it. Thank you guys for the support. Now let's get back to the video. Let's move on to agent number 2 though, that I think needs a nerf, and that is Jett. Now I know all of the Jett mains out there are gonna get mad at me, but Jett's dash is severely overpowered. And while I don't think Jett's dash needs to be removed completely, the change I would like to see is actually just removing the recharge of the dash. So if you didn't know, let's say you dash and then get 2 kills, then your dash will recharge and you have that dash back again. I feel like that recharge ability should just be removed and you should only be able to use a dash once per round. I feel like that's a happy medium and making a decent balance change to Jett, but also keeping all the Jett mains happy, because let's be honest, that's what makes Jett so good is her dash ability. Now, if you guys remember earlier in the video, we talked about how bad Phoenix's flash was. Well, now we're going to talk about the exact opposite of that in Skye's flash. Literally the best flash in the game. Think about it like this. You can do whatever you want with Skye's flash. You can do a super fast pop flash where the enemy can't even react to it, or you can send your bird super far, turn it left and right, and do all these things. You have ultimate customization with Skye's flash. But on top of that, you have info with the flash too, because she says blinded when she connects on a flash. And to me, that's the biggest problem with Skye, is the fact that her blind gives info. Now I know she's an initiator, but that's what her dog is for. Her dog is supposed to be the initiator, just like Sova's drone is. Now you guys might not think that saying blinded when you connect on a flash is that big of a deal, but let me explain this to you. Let's say you're on the defending team and the enemy team has already planted the spike and you're playing retake. Now let's say you're smoked off from the site and you're debating whether you want to flash through the smoke or not. When you make that decision of either flashing out of the smoke or waiting the smoke out, that is a risk that you're taking, whether you're going to connect on that flash or not. So when you're playing KO or Phoenix or Reyna, you don't know if the enemy team is sitting on the other side of that smoke and holding you. But when you play Skye and you pop flash out of a smoke, there is audible info on whether you connected on that flash, which basically takes all the risk of pop flashing out of a smoke away. And that's the problem, in my opinion, with Skye. The fourth agent that I would like to see nerfed a little bit is Viper. Now, if you guys remember correctly, when Viper was initially buffed, if you ran through the Viper toxin wall, you immediately lost 50 health. Now, since then, they've nerfed that to 30, but still, Viper is in a really strong state. I honestly don't really know what I would like to be changed about Viper without making her completely irrelevant, but one thing that I do find super annoying is that her Molotovs make you vulnerable. The whole idea of vulnerability in this game doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. You're already tanking damage by sitting in the Viper molly, so the fact that you become vulnerable on top of that, I don't know, it just seems really broken, in the same way that the Astra suck is broken. But regarding actual Viper nerfs, I want to hear what you guys think, because I do think she's a little bit too strong right now, but at the same time, I don't exactly know what I would like to change about her to make her a little bit less strong. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. We've covered the buffs, we've covered the nerfs. Are there any agents that you guys think I left out? If so, again, let me know down in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe, leave a like on the video. And if you didn't know, I stream on Twitch every single day, twitch.tv/the1zk. The link is down in the description. Guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Check out one of these other amazing videos from my channel. And again, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.